Attention passionate Detroit, Lions fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Detroit Lions' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Detroit Lions fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Detroit Lions fans. Let's get to the news now, Lions fans. You know as well as I do that this offseason has been anything but ordinary for Detroit. The changes, the moves, the strategy, it's all pointing towards a team that is not just aiming to compete but to dominate. And the focus, at least from a lot of experts and insiders, has been heavily on the cornerback position. Why? Because in today's NFL, having a lockdown corner can be the difference between a good defense and a championship-level defense. And the Lions, they've been busy, no doubt about it. Since free agency opened just a few weeks ago, they've already made some significant moves, bringing in 3 veteran players to bolster their secondary. It's a clear statement that they're serious about improving that part of the defense, especially after a season where, at times, the secondary struggled to contain high-powered passing attacks. It's interesting because last year, Detroit spent their first 2 picks in the draft on cornerbacks, showing that they've been building this position intentionally with future potential in mind. But this offseason, they've gone further, adding experienced players who can step in and make an immediate impact. First, they signed DJ Reed, a name that's been making waves across NFL circles. Reed, coming from the Jets, is known for his speed, agility, and ability to shut down top receivers. Bringing him in was seen as a move to replace or even elevate their CB1, the player who is tasked with shadowing the opposing team's best receiver. With Reed, the Lions are looking to add a player who can lock down on those crucial third downs, who can force turnovers, and who can bring a veteran presence to a relatively young secondary. It's a move that signals Detroit's intent to be aggressive in pass coverage, especially against top-tier NFC North rivals like the Vikings, Bears, and Packers, who all have made moves of their own this offseason to improve their passing games. Then, they brought in Rock Ya-Sin, a player with a solid track record in the league, especially during his time with the Indianapolis Colts and the San Francisco 49ers. Ya-Sin adds depth, versatility, and experience. He's the kind of corner who can play on the outside or slot in when needed, a flexible piece in Dan Campbell's defensive puzzle. Depth at cornerback is crucial, especially in today's NFL where passing attacks are so sophisticated and where injuries can quickly derail a season if you're not prepared with quality backups. Adding Avant Maddox was another smart move. Maddox, who played for the Philadelphia Eagles, is a slot specialist. He's quick, agile, and has a knack for reading plays before they develop, making him an excellent fit for the rotation in the nickel or slot position. Detroit's secondary, with these acquisitions, now boasts a mix of veteran experience and youth, with players who have proved themselves in high-pressure situations. It's a testament to the Lions' commitment to not only improve immediate performance, but to build a sustainable, competitive defense that can contend for years. But here's where it gets even more intriguing. Despite all these additions, some analysts and insiders believe that Detroit might not be finished in the cornerback market. Christopher Knox from Bleacher Report highlighted the Lions as a top destination for Rasul Douglas, a name that's been floating around the NFL free agent market. Douglas, a former Bills corner, could be a very interesting fit if the Lions decide to add another piece to their secondary puzzle. Now, Rasul Douglas is a player with a somewhat tumultuous recent history. His 2024 season with the Buffalo Bills was, frankly, one of the toughest of his career. In 15 games, he allowed quarterbacks to complete nearly 73% of their passes thrown his way, which is high by NFL standards. The passer rating against him was also concerning, sitting at 122.0. That's the kind of statistic that can make a team think twice, especially when they're trying to build a defense that can hold the line against elite offenses. However, what makes Douglas an intriguing option is what he did at the end of the 2023 season. During those final 9 games, he played much better. His completion percentage allowed dropped to just over 51%, and he limited opposing quarterbacks to an average of 5.9 yards per target. It suggests that he might have hit a rough patch. but there's potential for him to bounce back if given the right environment and coaching. So if Detroit were to bring him in, it would be a gamble, sure, but it's also a calculated one. The Lions have a crowded cornerback room right now, with Reed, Yasin, Maddox, and last year's draft picks all vying for playing time. Adding Douglas would bring more competition, more depth, and perhaps a player who, with the right coaching, could regain his previous form and become a valuable asset in their secondary. It's a move that could pay off in the long run, especially if the Lions are looking to solidify their defense against the passing games of the NFC North and beyond. But let's not forget, the Lions' offseason isn't just about adding veterans. It's about building a complete team capable of competing on all fronts. Their offense, led by Jared Goff, has been one of the most dynamic in recent years. Goff has been developing into a true franchise quarterback, capable of leading those high-powered passing attacks that can dismantle even the toughest defenses when everything clicks. The addition of weapons like Jahmyr Gibbs and Amon-Ra St. Brown has made their offense more versatile and unpredictable. But the defense is the key to turning a good team into a playoff and Super Bowl contender. And speaking of the defense, the Lions have been focusing on improving their pass rush as well. With players like Aiden Hutchinson coming into his second season, the Lions are looking to establish a formidable front that can pressure quarterbacks and disrupt passing lanes. The secondary, of course, is the last piece of the puzzle, and with so many moves and potential signings, it looks like Detroit is serious about being one of the best units in the league. Now, looking ahead, the NFC North is shaping up to be one of the most competitive divisions in football. The Green Bay Packers, under new leadership, are rebuilding, but they still have some talent on both sides of the ball. The Minnesota Vikings, with their high-powered offense led by Kirk Cousins and a defense that's been improving, will be a tough challenge. The Chicago Bears, with their young quarterback and a roster full of promise, are also aiming to make a leap. But Detroit, with their aggressive offseason, their strategic signings, and their focus on defense, might just have the edge. The expectations are sky-high for the Lions this year. Fans are dreaming of another playoff run, maybe even more than that. Remember, Detroit has been a team on the rise for a few seasons now, steadily building their roster, developing their young stars, and improving their coaching staff. Dan Campbell, the head coach, has been a revelation. His fiery leadership and innovative approach have rejuvenated a franchise that was once considered perennially underperforming. Now the Lions are seen as real contenders, and their moves this offseason only reinforce that image. And it's not just about the players on the field. The Lions' culture has shifted dramatically. They've become a team that fights hard, plays disciplined football, and believes in their system. The addition of veteran players at key positions like cornerback is a part of that puzzle, bringing experience, leadership, and a winning mentality. All of this sets the stage for a season where Detroit could finally break through and make some serious noise in the NFC. But of course, the NFL is unpredictable. Injuries, unexpected performances, and coaching decisions all play a role. Still, if the Lions manage to stay healthy and continue their trajectory of improvement, they could very well be a team that no one wants to face come playoff time. Their secondary, with all these new additions and potential signings, will be one of the most watched units in the league. Opposing quarterbacks will think twice before throwing in their direction, knowing that Detroit's defense has become formidable. In the broader picture, the Lions are now part of a division that's becoming more competitive by the year. The NFC North is no longer a division where Detroit could just sneak in. It's a division where they are now a legitimate threat, both offensively and defensively. Their recent moves, especially at cornerback, are strategic steps toward that goal. They're building a team that can match up with the best and potentially surpass them. And let's not forget the fan base. Detroit fans are some of the most passionate in the league. They've endured a lot over the years, from the heartbreak of missed opportunities to the frustration of rebuilding phases. But now, there's a real sense of optimism, a belief that this could be the year Detroit finally makes a deep playoff run. The team's front office and coaching staff seem to share that vision, and their off-season moves are a testament to that commitment. So, as we look ahead to the upcoming season, keep an eye on Detroit's secondary. Watch how their new signings gel together, how the young players develop, and whether the Lions can finally put together a complete season that puts them back on the NFL map as serious contenders. The NFC North is going to be a battlefield, and Detroit wants to be at the top of that division, leading the charge with their defensive strength and explosive offense. Remember, every offseason move is part of a bigger plan. The Lions are not just collecting players, they're building a team with a purpose. And with so much talent and potential on their roster, combined with their strategic signings, they are poised for a breakthrough. Whether it's a deep playoff run or a division title, this team is making bold strides toward their ultimate goal, returning to the Super Bowl and bringing that Lombardi trophy back to Detroit. The road is long, but the signs are promising, and Lions fans, this is a season to watch closely. And now, Detroit Lions fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and the Detroit Lions. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Detroit Lions news.